Well, is this even considered a treehouse? Because technically it sits on 2,000 pounds of concrete and 12-foot pressure-treated beams, so I guess you could call it a post house. I don't know, I'll leave it up to you. What I do know though is that the tree species that grow around here are not very suitable for a treehouse. They're not very rot resistant and they grow fairly fast, so that was not an option. It would have become a structural problem sooner than later. And that's why I decided to put it on concrete and beams instead. Now, I built this 6 years ago, and it was actually my very first serious woodworking project, which is why I'm a little bit shy to show it to you guys. But there were a lot of valuable lessons that I learned. For example, I learned that one summer is not enough to dry lumber completely, as you can see here on the floorboards. They just have been air dried, and I now have a 1/4 inch of a gap that I didn't have back then. The same with the walls. Now, another thing I learned is that you always need more screws than you think you do. Now, back then I tried to build this as cheap as possible, so I decided to cut all the lumber myself with a chainsaw, which was an insane amount of work, and I was eating sawdust for months. Certainly an experience I don't want to go through again. But you have to understand that I had very basic tools back then: a battery-powered tool, a battery-powered circular saw, and a chainsaw. During the build, at some point, my wife bought me the Mastercraft planer that I surprisingly still own, and I bought myself a router to cut the shiplap for the walls, but that's about it. There was no table saw, no miter saw, no chisel. It was very basic. Now, all the other materials have been pretty much recycled as well. The windows, the glass door, the roofing tin, all of this stuff I either bought used online or I got it for free. So I really didn't spend much money on this project. Even though there are so many details that jump in my eye each time I get up here, where I feel like, oh my god, with the skills and tools that I have now, I could do this so much better. It is still a very enjoyable space and well worth the work. Each summer we have a lot of guests here. They seem to enjoy it as well. And who knows, maybe one day I get a chance to rebuild this. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to this channel and to check out the other content. There are some structures and projects that might be interesting to you. Anyways, thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.